What's up, Locals? It's Trent, aka TradeMark here, and I'm going to be talking to you about the Nuked Out title in Black Ops 2, which in order to obtain, you need to get a 30 gun streak in free-for-all, so that's excluding any score streak kills. And I have spent a ridiculous amount of time trying to get this title, and I finally got it a couple days ago. And funny enough, I actually got a second nuclear in free-for-all a couple games after that, so I was able to get two nuked out titles really quickly, or two nuclears in free-for-all, one after another. And basically, I played hundreds of free-for-all games the past week, and I think I'm at a point where I've played enough free-for-all in Black Ops 2 that I'm pretty confident in talking about how to do well in free-for-all, and also specifically how to obtain a nuclear medal in free-for-all and get that nuked out title if you don't already have it. So, first off, let me start by saying the way that I'm playing in the gameplay you're watching right now and a couple of gameplays is probably not the way you want to play if you're going for nuked out. My whole objective in getting nuked out title was I wanted to kind of give a shout out to MW3. I really liked free-for-all on MW3. I loved the specialist score streak, and I would oftentimes just run specialists in free-for-all and go for Moabs, free-for-all Moabs and whatnot. And MW3 is just geared a little differently. Free-for-all is, well, it's quite a bit different. First off, in order to get a Moab in free-for-all, if you're using specialists, that's only 24 kills in a row. So, you know, you could make a few mistakes, get a couple kills and die and still get a Moab in MW3, whereas in Black Ops 2, you can't make any mistakes. You have to get all 30 of your kills in a row. The only mistake you can make is right at the beginning of the game. If you happen to die once or twice at the beginning of a game and then go on a 30-gun streak, well, then you still get your nuclear medal. But not having that kind of buffer, that was, the Moab was 24, 25 kills, not having that 5-kill buffer makes Black Ops 2 nuclears and free-for-all much, much harder to get. Now, at this point in time in the commentary, I would like everyone just to take a moment of silence to commemorate all players in Black Ops 2 who have ever stopped shooting at an enemy because they thought they were dead. I don't know if you guys do that. I do that all the time. I stop shooting because I think, I've just put so many bullets into a person, I think they're dead, and then they just keep walking and they just kill me. But that's just one of the many bullcrap moments you'll experience when you're going for this title. But I kind of wanted to make it like a shout out to MW3 because I was always a very aggressive rusher and I wanted to maintain that aggressive style when I got my nuked out title. Well, here's the thing that kind of differs. First off, you don't have the move speed bonus when you get specialists like in MW3. One of the best things about specialists in MW3 is when you obtain all your perks, you really feel superhuman. You have extreme conditioning, and you had dead silence, you had sit rep, you had so many tools at your disposal for being aggressive and still doing well. You could hear players better. You were faster, you had stalker, so you could, strafe around corners. There was just so many tools at your disposal when you were using specialists, so it was much easier to play very aggressive in MW3. Now, Black Ops 2 also has a slightly different spawn system as far as I can tell. And as far as I can tell in Black Ops 2, the way that the spawns work is that the game tries to spawn you as close to an enemy as possible without being in their direct line of sight. And I guess that's to kind of keep up the momentum of the game, to try and, keep it fast-paced and keep you near the enemies, which is a good thing in some ways because you definitely don't want, like on a big map, you don't want to be spawning across the map of all the players. But it's also a bad thing in some ways because sometimes you can really get screwed out of a streak because someone spawns literally right next to the wall and you guys are pretty much in knifing distance. Like Hijacked is one of the worst maps for this. You can walk around a corner and literally someone will spawn right there, or someone spawns right behind you. And so you can get a lot of frustrating deaths by going for nuked out on Black Ops 2. But basically, as I was saying, there's a lot of spawns that actually, a lot of times you spawn right near a person. And also, it seems to be that it also gives a slight weighting advantage to spawning near the person that recently killed you. because it seems like a lot of times when I kill someone, I'll just turn the corner and they'll be right there again. It's like the game is trying to give them a chance to get revenge by placing them closer to where they just died. So that might be a possibility as well. But what that means is, and how it kind of differs from MW3 is that in MW3 used to be very aggressive. You could just roam the whole map and, you know, get a Moab, have a flawless game. In Black Ops 2, it's actually better just to patrol an area. I found that I would actually find less guys by trying to run around, unless I had like UAV or VSAT up. I would find less guys just running around than just sitting near some popular spawn points, because the game would spawn them near me. So it's kind of counterintuitive, because you can actually get faster games, like in less time. You can finish a free-for-all game in like sub 3 minutes if you just stay in one area of a map, which is kind of, again, it's counterintuitive. But you know, the fastest free-for-all that I've seen on Black Ops 2, the fastest ones have typically been of a player roaming a certain area where there's a lot of popular spawns, and they just go back and forth between spawn points. People spawn in front of them, you know, and they just get a lot of kills right in a row. But to kind of give you guys a few tips about the best way on getting nuked out, I would suggest, just like the fastest people in free-for-all, I suggest you roam back and forth between the most popular spawn points of a map. Now, every map is going to be different on the hot zones and kind of where you can actually kind of roam back and forth. But essentially, what you want to be doing is run to one area and watch one spawn point, and then turn around and watch another, or just have like a claymore or some betties protecting whatever side that you're not watching. And if that fails, if you can't get nuked out playing that way, well, there are some maps where you can actually exploit a certain area of a map, like hijacked, slums. There's places where you can go to the very edge of a map and you can head glitch and basically just watch certain spawn points, like at the edge of the boat on hijacked, or by the fountain on slums at the very top of the map. You can just kind of sit there and head glitch the whole game. And basically what you want to do is you want to play passively until you have your streaks, until you have your UAV, until you have your VSAT. And once you have those up in the air, well, then you have a huge advantage. You know, having VSAT up, you almost can stack your VSATs together. And so, I mean, that's my tips. I know it's nothing groundbreaking, but I'm just under the impression that it is very difficult to have a purely aggressive rushing nuked out. It is possible. I've gotten it, and I've seen people get them, but it's more likely that you're going to be playing passive or roaming a certain area, watching spawn points, and that can lead you to your streaks and get 30 kills in a row. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. Malo Albito, thanks for watching. I'm out of here.